This is my reaction to the 7th episode of Happy Sugar Life. So, in the last episode, we had some Asahi backstory. We got to see exactly what happened with him after the mother kind of left with Shio, and he pretty much had to deal with the extremely abusive father until the father died for whatever reason. And it was Happy saved his life basically. Then he left to go find the mother, and it's kind of up in the air what exactly happened with that because yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but there's definitely something that happened there, but we kind of ended off when he saw the mother, I think. Also, Shoko. Shoko has had a lot of thinking to do in the last episode, and decided she wants to confront Sato and exactly what's up with the supposed boyfriend of hers that doesn't actually exist. But she doesn't know any details yet. But that scene ended off with Sato supposedly being willing to share everything with Shoko. So we'll see how that goes. Up until this point, Sato hasn't really done anything bad to somebody that didn't deserve it. And if she ends up killing Shoko, that will have changed. So I don't think she'll end up doing that. I think she probably trusts Shoko enough to be honest with her. That's what I'm leaning towards right now, but I'm not going to be shocked if she ends up killing Sato or whatever. Shoko, getting my names mixed up. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So let's see how this unfolds. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, block off the screen with a wall of text. Sato, I guess. So that's why she's with her aunt. We do know she didn't love until Shio. Don't need to remind me of that. And she eventually found a child worth kidnapping. That would be Shio. Well, that's not nice. Well, then she obviously had to be killed after that. And yeah, we got a lot of Sato backstory. You know what? Never mind. I mean, that sounds like it's plausible. But I guess it sounded a bit too straightforward for this show. I did think there was something a bit off by how straightforward of an explanation that was on her backstory. So it makes sense if it was just his speculation. But I'm sure at least some of it, if not most of it's true. I mean, I shouldn't use the word sure because I really don't know. We saw that one shot at the very beginning of the first episode of Sato and Shio together, like, by a burning building. I don't know if that was supposed to be a flashback or a flash forward, really. And I don't really want to know because that's kind of spoilery either way. Dancing in the palm of my hands, sort of. The bitterness of the world keeps trying to break the glass. But yeah, I also kind of forgot that, yeah, the teacher dude was looking into Sato and all that. And those bags are not filled with candy at all. Joko and Sato, yeah. Uh, are we really gonna beat Shio? I mean, it's possible she would just lead her to like an abandoned warehouse or something to kill her instead of her house. But hopefully she doesn't do that. Of course. Everyone in this show is just suffering. I bet. Doesn't really go both ways, really. But that, that I can definitely relate to that. If I got to work with Sato, I'd also be pretty happy. It's gonna be a very long walk home, isn't it? But a waifu is better. Man, this is really cute. Please don't kill Shoko. Shoko. Uh, I know, right? You both are. And then he shows up to ruin it, of course. That is dangerous, I can't deny that. But if you never hear from Shoko again, you know why. Yeah, we're getting close. I can swear I feel my heart's beating faster. Because she's not supposed to answer the door, for one thing. Or leave at all. You have. Well, that's a problem. No, we're just passing by. Oh. I'm sorry, this Shio hasn't taken a bath for a while. No. And geez, I wonder who called the police. I wonder how she's gonna deal with this. That is the assumption, yeah. So you're not even confident in this, but I guess you have nothing to lose. Our secrets. I'm sure she can. I may or may not have a kidnapped child in there right now, so this doesn't work well for me. This dude. Just go die in a fire. I mean, you can't kill the police officers, so you kind of have to do it. Man, don't jizz yourself over there. Please stop showing these shots. I mean, there's only one room that should be problematic. Oh, God. Let me report him as a suspicious person, please. I don't think... I don't think it's gonna go how you think, though. I'd rather be in her head than yours, man. There is so much wrong with you. Please stop showing me this. Just excuse me as I unlock these 10,000 locks. She gonna open? Probably not, because man, and the tense, it's so tense. Feels like my heart stopped. I mean, man, probably not gonna be Chio. What? Um, oh, okay. Uh, I'm confused. Uh, I don't understand. Where was she this whole time is my biggest question. I guess she just in a secret room or something this whole time. uh, it's so weird. Uh, so at least already part of that teacher's theory has been crushed. I am Sato's friend, possibly a secondary love interest. Man, that face. Uh, do we have to come inside? Does it feel like murder? uh, I wonder where Shio is right now. Uh, yeah, I bet. They're not actually gonna kill the police, are they? She's pretty affectionate, though. You don't want to go in there. Just the faces. They're not just gonna overlook the room, though, I don't think. The ant is very interesting. Yeah, how are they gonna deal with this? Uh, that look. Clearly it does smell. Sata, what have I walked into? I'm never ready for the face. Is it, or is it not? I thought it was before. uh, it's not. Uh, she is definitely insane. There's no doubt about it now. uh, uh, oh wow. Um, this is getting awkward. Man, I don't think I was ready for this episode. Uh, um, uh, very different eyes than Sato, but equally disturbing. He's definitely burrowing into his psyche. You know how much trouble you get into being a police officer hitting someone on the job? You know, in their own home, unarmed, with a witness. Oh god. Uh, I bet you could, but not really the time or place. Uh, oh my. Uh, that's a great offer and all, but you don't want to stick it in crazy generally. I guess they're trying to say that she's really good at reading people and psychologically manipulating them. She's a keeper, alright. I like how she's the other police officer is just not doing anything here. Oh, if you insist, but uh and Sato hasn't said anything either. Uh, she is very understanding. Okay, yeah, now you decide to stop it. I mean, you can join in if you want to. Yeah, feel free. Oh well. That got them to leave, alright. I think he's considering the offer. But yeah, I guess she just has a room that she never leaves. Oh, here we go. Yeah, she wants it from Sato, though, not you. Yeah, stay away from my friend, please. Uh, she has an interesting aunt. That's still alive, apparently. So the corpses in the bags probably just the parents, I guess. I don't know. But she's insane. We haven't seen Shio at all this episode. And almost raping a police officer in her own house in front of other people, including another police officer. What was that about, Sato? Yeah, I can see why you have a distorted view of love. Not as bad as her, but... which explains all the injuries, I guess. Which explains a lot as well. Uh, probably. But might not come over very often. But yeah, I don't think she had any chance of being a normal person if she lived with a rant. Yes, of course. What was that? Was that not real? This is a really freaky episode. Which is saying something. I still have plenty of questions, though. She likes to mess with me, that's one thing I've figured out. Still haven't seen Shio, I kinda want to. Know that she's okay, at least. She is. But cute, so it's fine. Yeah, you tell that teacher. Candy, what'd you think it was? Indeed. Best you could hope for. Do I make myself clear? Hanakana's such a great voice actress, just... And then she goes to her actual room. The one with Shio. Yeah, 1208, different room. Here we go. Finally back to my happy sugar life. That is such a contrast. I don't think she has any of those. Well, that's sad, but not surprising. Shoko's your friend. As long as you acknowledge that, Shio. But yeah, once they confirmed it was a different room, some things made more sense, but not everything. But I figured there was a good chance that was a different room initially, but I just wasn't sure. Because it was quite similar, but I guess that makes sense if they're all part of the same apartment complex, but I didn't think about that in the moment, so I was a bit confused. But it probably is the same, like, room relative to the different rooms. That, like, the room that the aunt lives in is probably the same room in the other apartment that is the secret locked up room. I'm not good at phrasing what I'm trying to say there, but hopefully you get it. But yeah, we had almost no Shio in this episode, like a minute maybe. But yeah, you could tell by Sato's reactions that she doesn't have a good relationship with her aunt at all. But man, that police officer, he just... man, I don't think he was ready for that house call. But the aunt's still alive, that was one of the biggest revelations of the episode. So the people in the bags were probably just the people that... She probably just went to a random apartment, you know, in the complex and then just took it over by killing the people that live there. I guess is what happened. Then a check on the room. Who are we walking with here? Who are you talking to? Just some random person, or Oh wow. You could probably guess, but I think I'm starting to put two and two together here. Now just take out the rest of it and I'll begin my work. Well, you did eventually find Shio, the one you barely get to spend time with. Okay, so that was the 7th episode of Happy Sugar Life. And this was a very intense episode, kind of freaky. Really, but you know, it's definitely a pretty good episode. Okay, so obviously since last episode we knew that we were gonna have Shoko come over to Sato's place. However, that wasn't quite what we were doing here. Instead of taking her to her actual new place, she decided to take her to her old place that her aunt currently lives in, that she used to live in, presumably. And that's probably where she's still on file as living, as far as, you know, school and everything goes. That's probably where she officially, legally lives, but not where she actually lives. So apparently she had no intention of bringing Shoko to Shio. She just wanted to bring her to her aunt's place. And coincidentally, this is also the same time when the teacher, the evil stalker, masochist, pervert, you know, sicko teacher, he decided to call the cops on them, pretty much, say there's a weird smell from inside, which is probably true considering, you know, the conditions of a certain room. But you know, this was a very tense scene because at first I didn't know this was a different room than the one Shio lives in, so I wasn't sure what they were gonna do here. And I was very surprised when the aunt answered the door because I, and I'm sure many other people as well, were convinced that that aunt was dead, chopped up in the bags that the teacher threw away, but that's not actually the case. The aunt's alive and well. So yeah, that took a little bit for me to get used to. And we got some bits and pieces of her personality before because we've had some brief little, you know, backstory flashbacks of Sato, giving us a basic idea of kind of what her aunt was like. But I don't think we were completely prepared for what the aunt was like because she is insane. If you thought Sato was insane, you did not know what true insanity looked like. So the two police officers, a man and a woman, showed up. They walked inside. And, you know, after 10,000 years of building up, opening the door, they, you know, saw the person that lived there and walked on in. To a lot of people's surprise. And yeah, they just kind of looked around. Sato had a very dark, might even say bitter look on her face through most of the scenes. Clearly not being a big fan of her aunt at all. Probably a very deliberate decision to just move out. Probably just did not like her aunt at all. And yeah, that's very apparent. Now, the aunt is a very interesting person. Like, she's insane, of course, but she was definitely entertaining to watch, really. And I can't tell how much of what she says is she's being serious or not, really. It's really hard to tell with a crazy person. But, but, you know, it's what did happen there was when things were pretty much finished up, she decided to kind of make a move on the police officer because I guess she probably doesn't get a lot of visitors, so she saw someone that she had an interest in and decided to pursue it, I guess. And just started to fully go into that. Just it was a very awkward, interesting scene that I don't think anyone there was ready for, aside from maybe Sato. Probably had an idea what would happen here, but everybody else was just stunned, really to the point where it took forever for the other police officer to actually interject at all. But I don't know what to say on that scene. Beyond that, it was just a very strong coming on from her. And yeah, I think the police officer was definitely considering the offer, really, but considering he was on the job and with the other police officer, he couldn't really take her up on it, at least then and there. So he'll probably be back later to, you know, to get into that. Now later we had an alone scene with Sato and Shoko outside, where Sato basically explains that her aunt has a very distorted view of love, and that she is the one that raised Sato. So that explains a lot. All joking aside about why she's as messed up as she is. She didn't have much of a chance, really, to be normal, to live growing up in that kind of environment, really. But the biggest thing with this scene though was when she asked Sato if she'd still be her friend going forward, and that yeah, this was a lot for Shoko to take in, so she wasn't really able to give any kind of real response here. I was actually misunderstood something for a bit there because we were getting some flashbacks of scenes and something that was a flashback I thought was like something that Shoko said in this scene, so that threw me off a little bit, but I eventually realized my mistake. But yeah, in the end, she didn't give any real response. So yeah, just Shoko did not know what she was getting into here, really. So hopefully she can kind of talk things out with Sato later on when she calms down a bit and really is able to take everything in. After that, we had a scene of Sato walking back home, just thinking about some past stuff involving her aunt and how that affected her, you know, her interactions with her classmates and stuff, because I guess they're aware of what her aunt's like. And she also told off the teacher, to stop doing these stupid things, and just bouncing back and forth between being the scary Sato and that cute Hanakana voice. She's so good at doing that, really. But she finally walks into her apartment, her actual apartment, the one with Shiho in it, 1208, and Shiho was there to greet her, who has no idea about what happened for the rest of the episode. And this right here, her return to her happy sugar life. This is honestly one of my favorite and most interesting aspects of the show, in my opinion, is because we had almost this entire episode being very dark, depressing, creepy, unsettling, any word you want to throw at that. And then it all just goes away. And in its place, we have a very happy, lighthearted, love-filled scene between Sato and Shiho, which in that moment you feel like nothing else that happened before matters. It's just something you get through in your day to return to your true life here. Like, the happy sugar life. Like, I use that phrase a lot because it's the title of the anime, and it's really what this entire series boils down to. Sato doing everything she can to protect her happy sugar life. Her happy life outside of everything else. And we really get to feel what Sato feels going from all of that to feeling just cleansed from it all when you finally get home. To the person that's been waiting for you this whole time and that would be extremely happy just to see you walk through that door. I just really love how the show does that. It's just great. And it really makes you empathize with Sato a lot, at least for me. And that is one of my favorite aspects of this show, really. And before we ended off this episode, we got a bit of backstory on this apartment, basically. Apparently, Sato picked this particular apartment because some person that she knew had this apartment before and invited her over to do the model for him, basically. And it's the somehow transition from that to murdering him and stealing the apartment. So next episode, judging by the title, I guess we'll get details on exactly how that transpired. We of course know the end result, but I am certainly interested to see exactly how we got from A to B there, so that'll be something to look forward to. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.